Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How you doing and whatever?
Girl, I went to the post office this morning.
hmm
I got the top five, y'all. I got the top five.
Liz, good. Hey, we love it.
Yes.
Come
So
on,
I have
books.
all five books in my hand. I'm ready to schedule my photo shoot and get all my stuff out there. How's it ready?
Please do. Please do. Please bring all the energy. Come on, founding member. Wrote in all five books. Hey, that's how my look. That's how my teenager clap for people now. She be like, I said, "Oh, is that a good thing that you do?" You told me I'm talking too much. She's like, "Mommy, that's a clap." I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't understand these teens. I don't know what they be doing. But yes, congratulations, Phoenix. I am so happy. I'm so glad your book came. And of course, look, I know people are probably like, "Why she got the hardcover? The rest of us only got the paperback." Well, first of all, the Queen Pen does what she wants. But secondly, it's because she is a founding member, and for her to be in all five of these publications, it meant the world to me. And I had to send her the best of the prints. I had to send her the best of the publications. So congratulations. Yay. There's so much more celebration of you to come, but that is a beautiful thing. Mel V, how you doing? Welcome back. We missed you.
I'm good. Yes, I missed y'all too. Sometimes you just gotta take a minute and get your sanity together.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Cause your
Indeed.
mind be like, I'm out of here, guys. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm back.
We're so glad
Listen,
you're back.
I shared a quote today in my weekly email, and it says something to the effect that most things will work again if you unplug them for a short time, including you. And that made me think as soon as I read it. Remember back in the days, like every time, even if you call tech support now, they be like, unplug it and plug it back in. And then
Wait
Yes.
30 seconds.
you like blowing the Atari cartridge.
I was just getting ready to go there. Like when we used to have to blow in the Nintendo cartridges and then wipe it on. I don't know why we thought, what did we think we were doing? Did we
I don't
think we
know,
were
but
giving it
apparently it
energy?
works.
It
It
worked
really
though.
did every time, especially on the Sega Genesis. Every time it worked. It was amazing. But that goes to show you that we're energetic forces, like because get some of this energy and some of this act right and then go back. But yeah, I like that quote. Tip, you got to share that with the group.
Yes, I will. As soon
Yeah,
as we
share it with the
log
group.
off, yes. Everything,
Yes.
most things will work again or work right again if you just unplug them for a time, including you. So, yes. So, for everybody out there who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed and underappreciated, use a sick day.
That's
Don't
it.
answer that phone.
Retreat, exactly. Go into
Do
your
what my
prayer
uncle
closet.
do. Put it on D&D.
Y'all know my phone live on D&D. What? And everybody is on D&D except Araya. If you are not one of the people that I birthed, you are on D&D after 7 o'clock. It is necessary. But look, gems and gents, we are so glad you're here. Welcome. I was going to say welcome. That's not a word. Welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Shine podcast. I am your co-host, Natima Cherie Queen Pen.
I'm Tiffany Mathias, the one true Phoenix.
And it's your girl Mel V, the MV Pen.
Yes, and this is another episode of Hustle and Shine. Listen, this entire month we are talking about Audacity. Why? Why, you ask? Because book number 5 is dropping on April 29th. Yes, you can get a copy. And if you have zero audacity in your life, you will be inspired to be much more audacious after reading this book. Shout out to all of the women who contributed to this amazing publication. I really feel like we get better year after year. And I'm not just saying that, like, it truly is evident that our growth and our maturation and our healing is working for our good because literally the books get better every single year. Even with the new contributors, the book continues to improve.
First of all, the
Yeah.
comment that I am getting about the colors in this book, that how vibrant they are and how they represent us as a collective. Like this is somebody who's been with us since book 1. But when we saw how thick this book, this is a
Thank,
book.
thank you. You took the words out of my mouth.
Look, look, look. And this is no shade because I wrote in all of these, but look. It take two other books to equal this
Two.
one book. So there is a lot of healing and a lot of love in here, y'all. So, make sure you hit up your local diamond, get it
Yes.
from them, show your love and support by ordering it from them, because that's how you let them know you're on this journey with them. So
Absolutely. And of course, they'll be available on diamondwriters.com. Also, we will be launching transparentgeminc.com. Finally, yes, finally, woohoo, our parent company has created a website, and we're super excited to share it with you. It's just going to be a place that houses all of our COEs, our centers of excellence, so that it's easier for you to access versus going to multiple pages in Linktree. We put it all in one place for you. But you can buy your book, diamondwriters.com, transparentgeminc.com, or you can go right to a local diamond and get an autographed copy of Audacity. We're super proud of this work. And so we hope that you'll join us on May 4th, where I sit down with each and every contributing author, either at 2 o'clock or 6 o'clock. They will let you know what time they're going to be featured, and just learn more about their story and their motivation. So make sure you join us. Listen, we've given you more than enough time. We was hoping that y'all would know what to do without us having to tell y'all what to do, but clearly y'all got to be told what to do because there's only a few of y'all in here. What y'all supposed to do?
you're supposed to go like, share, comment, subscribe, get in these comments, start tagging a friend or two or a few, whatever you need to know. Y'all know what y'all are supposed to do. You're supposed to be in here.
Yep.
We love seeing the traction on the playbacks, but it's nothing like you being in conversation with us, because we be sitting here talking about stuff, and then y'all be talking about stuff, but we don't know what y'all talk about when you watch the playback, because we're not in the comments by then. Right. We're in them now.
Have the audacity to come up in the room.
Tell them, Mel.
Just say, have the audacity to be present in the moment.
Mm-hmm. Be audacious enough to be live. Come on, get in here. Let's go. Yes. So listen, I did see the numbers jump a little bit, but y'all know what y'all can do when y'all enter the room? Go ahead and drop a heart. Go ahead and trigger some algorithm. Drop a heart. Drop a heart. Thumbs up.
And tag your friends.
Yes, that's all we need. Y'all not gonna have us out here begging either.
Let us know where you got us out here begging from. Where you reporting from? I'm up in the Bronx. I'm in the BX. The Bronx is not a real place. I saw a lady post a video from the Bronx, and she actually tagged it that the Bronx is not a real place. She came out to her car, and it looked somebody like, you know how you can pop the lid on a can now? Like, you don't have to use the can. Well, it looked like somebody tried to do that with her car, trying to break into it. And so they kind of like peeled back the outer part of her door, but the door was still closed. She was like, how y'all do that?
They can't open her door?
They did. Somebody
tried to bring it to her muffin cap back blue on the
right.
On her car door, on the driver's side door. Like,
they tried the corned beef can her car. Just
why are we like this?
That's real.
Why are we like this? Well, listen, if you are here, if you're making your way here, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, we're so glad that you're here, and we really appreciate your presence. We will make our way over to the comments shortly to shout you out and say, hey girl, hey Jim, hey. But for now, we are going to introduce tonight's topic. As I mentioned earlier, this entire month, we are on theme. We are only talking about audacity. So if it has nothing to do with living audaciously, having the audacity to do, being audacious enough to, then we're likely not going to talk about it this month whatsoever. However, if you have a show idea, go ahead and email it to us, and we'll get you in like May or June. But nevertheless, we are talking all about audacity. And tonight we're talking about people who are audacious enough to ... What are they audacious enough to do? That is what we're going to talk about. We're going to shout out a couple of people, some people we know, some people we ain't never met in our life, but we just like how they live it. We just like their audacity. We like the flair that is their audacious life. And so we're going to talk a little bit about them. If you know somebody who is audacious, you know somebody who lives audacity, live audaciously, go ahead and drop their names in the chat and tag them or encourage them to email us, because we want to hear how they are showing up colorful and audacious in their own lives. Do we have a graphic for that, ladies? Anything we can drop to inspire that?
We do.
No.
Oh, yeah. Please.
If not, it's okay.
Thought we were doing it at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah. You
We'll
know
do it
what?
again too.
We'll do it again. Right. We'll do it twice.
It's the whole video though. You wanna
It's
play the whole
okay.
video?
Run it.
Go
Run
ahead,
it.
please.
Run
Run.
it! Hey, Gems. Audacity is on its way, and we want to know how you've been audacious. Strong, powerful, overcoming, and enduring all challenges. We know that you have a story, and we want to hear it, and we want to shine some light on you. So send us a message and let us know how you've been audacious. What have you done that steps outside the box? So tell us your story. Send us a DM at Diamond Riders on Instagram or send us an email at admin@diamondriders.com. Let us shine on you.
Ooh, we love it. Yes, we love it.
All the
So
claps.
don't hesitate to tell us how you're living. We want to hear your story. And again, this platform is for high vibrational content. So if you don't have anything, positive to share, probably keep that audacity to yourself. But if it's good, we want to highlight it. We want to talk about you on the show. All right, Tip. I know we have some great people that you prepared to shout out and to share their audacious story with us. So I'll let you start and then I'll come to you, Mel.
Okay. So, you be on Instagrams and you be scrolling. Well, oh, let me speak for myself. I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I came across this wonderful story coming out of your neck of the woods. All right. Kenneth Braswell has audaciously been living his life, right? Kevin is the executive director of a program in Georgia called Fathers Incorporated in Dunwoody, Georgia. And he just graduated 100 Black men from his program called Next Level Fatherhood, which is a life and social skills program designed to help erase the cliche image of absent fathers in the home. So
Wow.
100 men participated in a 10-week program where they went through fatherhood and parenting classes, job skills and readiness, all the things that a man would need to be a healthy and productive member of his children's lives. And I just thought that that was audacious because
Mhm.
audacious enough to right a wrong. It is so cliche to hear about the single mother. Fathers aren't in the children's lives, and that's a whole nother episode to go into when we talk about single motherhood versus single womanhood. Maybe we could talk about that in May around Mother's Day. I don't know. But I think for this program to be around for 20 years is absolutely incredible. And you know us, right? We hop straight to the comments. We have a whole segment, called that. And one of the first comments that popped out was someone trying to clown these men like, oh, y'all need to go to a program for 10 weeks to learn how to be a father. Y'all could have just watched all the seasons of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh.
Well, tell me you didn't have a loving daddy without telling me you didn't have a loving daddy.
Pretty
But
much.
I just want to say I am so proud. I don't know Mr. Kenneth Braswell. I don't know a single one of these men who culminated this program, but I think they have each audaciously been living, their purpose, their lives, and they're here to do better and be better. And I just wanted to shout them out. So congratulations to you, gentlemen. Yes, you too can live audaciously. So if there are any of the gents here or you gems have a gent in your life, you can tell them to send us a story too. We'll be glad to shout them out when we do the episode next week.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Can we park on that just for a second? First of all, I want to acknowledge the fact that there is this movement of men holding other men accountable. Now, again, it could have already started long before I returned to, social platforms. But now that I've been a bit more social on social media, I've noticed like an increase in male to male accountability. I've noticed more men speaking about the behavior of other men versus those self-appointed, women deciding that they are going to speak about men's behavior and what are best for men. And so I absolutely love that. And this just kind of cultivates it cultivates a space that I think men deserve and men need, which is a safe space for each other. That is something that I don't see a lot of. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist. I have not come across it frequently enough to say that it's out there. So I love that, one, that you shared that, and two, shout out, like you said, to Kenneth, who's doing that for men, because there are no handbooks to parenting. And luckily enough for most women, it is innate, it's natural, right? We're natural nurturers. It is a part of our being, it is a part of our essence. But for some men who didn't have an example of a man in their home, or maybe didn't have a father figure or uncles or whatever, it is going to take them a little bit more intentional effort to be able to show up as a good father. And to whoever comment that was about men needing support, would you rather have a man that's winging it, or a man who actually took the time to learn how to do what's best for their child? Because we see the evidence and the fruits of parents just doing their best. There's a lot of doing their best ass children out here. This profane language, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at the world we live in, there is a lot of is whatever he come out as is what it is. So I'm grateful to see those men saying, nah, we're going to be intentional and understanding the role of a father and what our commitments to our children should look like for real. So shout out to them. Mel, anything you wanted to say on that?
No, I just it's awesome to see black men finally encouraging vulnerability and emotions and honest feelings amongst each other, and not, falling into this stupid socioeconomic culture that calls them simps or weak or soft or whatever, because they are acting as the thing that they are, human. But I think it's amazing that it's now being accepted and okay for a man to be like, I'm not all right.
Yeah.
Because this may be a strong reach for some people. They might be mad at me, but I'm like, if we start encouraging this a lot more, there might be a lot less women getting their head knocked off, and there might be a lot less single parent homes, because you've allowed this man to be able to express himself to you in any emotion other than anger. Because we get real receptive when a man raises his voice.
Look at me trying to make sure it's safe for Mel to leave the room after saying all of this. Because
first of all,
I'm just saying, we get real respectful and real understanding and real attentive when a man addresses you in anger. But when he tries to talk to you in true emotion and vulnerability, you ain't paying this man no attention.
No attention.
So maybe if you did that, maybe some of y'all would still have husbands, and some of y'all would still have, your kids would still have fathers, and you might not be trying to figure out how to pay the light bill on your own. But I'm just saying, that's just my opinion.
So Tiffany, I see our kinship kicked in at the same time, because we both did one of these. Like I saw the familiar.
I'm trying to see, hear, and speak no evil all at the same time. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. Listen, so the only thing that I'm going to disagree with Mel said is that if she learned to be more responsive, then there wouldn't be children without fathers. And here's what I got to say about that. I don't care what happened between you and him. Y'all still made them kids. So you still need to figure out how to be there for the kid, and she need to figure out how to be there for the kid, because the kid didn't ask to be born. The kid didn't. And the one thing kids will do is place themselves at the responsibility or the cause of the separation, even though they didn't have anything to do with it. So as soon as one of the parents isn't as parenting or as nurturing for the child as they're supposed to be, then the kid automatically takes that blame on themselves. Like, look, mommy and daddy not even loving me the way that they were when we were together. So that's going to be the only thing that I'm going to disagree with Mel on. I don't care what happened between just as long as nobody knocking heads, right?
Right.
You still need to figure out how to be a parent. But we don't know the story of any of these 100 men or any of the men who have for 20 years have, because this is the 20th graduation of this program or whatever, right? Who have
Amazing.
taken this. Maybe some of them were the type of fathers who when they were raised with anger or with parents who were in struggle love or only know how to operate out of trauma. So if they're recognizing that this is in them, but this isn't something that they want to upload into their children, I'm gonna throw more kudos out there for that, because, and this is why I said audaciously to right a wrong, because it is okay to realize, like, yo, I'm doing this wrong and I need to fix it.
Yep.
We to the person who said, oh, they should have just watched episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and who doesn't know how to be a parent. There's no manual on how to be a parent, but there is a manual that tells you what not to do.
Right.
There is a whole laundry list of things of what not to do. And it is always easy to be like, just don't do this. Just don't do that. Versus applying it practically in life. Right. For example, the Queen Pen saying she not going to cuss anymore. And in the last 30 minutes, she done let a few of them go. Right?
Only 2
in progress.
Pray for me.
On the air about the one before, because
okay, 3. Yeah, I said 3.
Because I've been with you about an hour now. But the point of the matter is, we're works in progress until we take our final breath, which means we always have an opportunity to learn. So how dare anyone knock anyone on how long it took them to figure out, I need to learn this.
Yeah.
So the fact that these men are doing what they need to do to be better fathers and potentially better partners,
right?
That person needs to go and have several seats.
Exactly. And ultimately better men. I think that we forsake the opportunity to view that maybe that's a sanctuary for their healing, not just, encouraging fatherhood and presence, but maybe they're getting the stuff that they need that would help them to tap into that innate fatherhood. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of that comes from healing, a lot of that, because even women, we want to think because we're the ones always present that we're great mothers, but some of y'all, I would not let you raise your child if it were up to me, but
some of them shouldn't be raising cats and dogs,
right?
Let alone children.
We equate presence with good parenting. And so we feel like, as some of us as mothers, like, well, I'm always in my child's life, I'm always there. Yeah, but look how you talk to your baby. Your baby gonna need a couch, in a couple of years to lay on, to talk about the way you crush her spirit or his spirit. So I love that. I love that for those men. I hope that he has another 20 plus years of success. I hope that men are not afraid to be vulnerable, saying, hey, I could use a little bit of assistance. I could use a little bit of help with this, because fatherhood is not easy. Motherhood is not easy. Parenting is not easy. And the last thing I'll say that my dad said to me when he was visiting me a couple of weeks ago, he said, parenting is not a one-time event. He said, you are constantly evolving as a parent as your children grow. He says, because the parent that you needed at 12, you don't need at 43. Like, I have to be a completely different father to you. You're a grown woman now. So finding ways to insert myself into your life and still provide protection for you and encouragement to you as your dad, as a grown woman, that constantly changes. So, yeah.
I just want to say, I was like, I want to tip you muted too, but I said, I just wanted to say, so to kind of fix, not really fix, but make it clear on what my previous statement was, because Tiff, I agree with you. So my statement wasn't necessarily to say, to give men an out or a scapegoat for not being in their children's lives, or blaming women for why men are not in their children's lives. I think more of the sentiment I was trying to make was that if you allowed him to be emotional and talk to you and share his feelings and share his sadness and share his hurt and share, his trauma and all those other things, the probability that he would be in the home and not just doing visitation rights with your child will probably be likely. And no, that's not a perfect science. That's not 100% of the case. But typically, where men feel safe, heard, and appreciated, they stay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very true. So before we move on to your next one, Tiff, and get to mine and Mel's, let's go ahead and check and see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the Hustle and Shine Lab with us tonight. Let me scroll back up. I think my internet is unstable again. Get it together, AT&T. They doing all of this work around here. Get it together. Anyway, we see you, Kay Monet. Thank you for being here. She says, "Hey, ladies, how you doing? Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. We see you mail tagging people. Hey, Lakeisha, one of our diamonds. Hey, we ain't seen you in a while. Welcome. Glad you're here with us tonight. Oh, look, one of our Shine Squad former diamonds, Colleen. Hey, girl. She says, "Hey, girls. Hey, good to see you, mama." And Joyce, you're hilarious. Joyce, you're absolutely hilarious. She says, "Let me turn this down before my man hears this." No, we listen. You are hilarious.
We shining light and we giving love to the brothers tonight. So let him hear. Let him hear.
Let him hear. All right, Tiff, I know you got another one.
Okay, this one, if y'all follow me on any of my social media, you know I have spent the last year in movement therapy. I joined the dance program. I dance anywhere from 3 to 4 nights a week, sometimes twice a day, because dance has always been my happy place. And the New York Liberty held auditions over the weekend for their dance team known as the Timeless Torches. It was an open call to anyone over the age of 40 with or without dance experience to come and shake it with Ellie the Elephant at the Barclays Center. And when I tell you, apparently the line was wrapped around the block, it was wrapped around the block. And so I just want to give a shout out to everybody who is out there audaciously dancing like nobody is watching. So
yes, we love that. Oh, that's so dope. That is so dope. We got to get more on that story. I would love to talk about that. And not necessarily because of the team, but just the women who are taking their lives back. Like, I notice women older and older are doing much more audacious moves. Like, they're taking trips, they're traveling out of the country with travel groups, they're doing things that they have never been able to do when they were raising their children and loving their husbands and building their homes. But now they're getting back out there and taking their lives back. And I freaking love it. I met a lady in Orlando when I was flying out of, not Orlando. I wasn't in Orlando. I'm lying. I was in Fort Lauderdale. And I was flying home and I met this woman who was in her late 50s or early 60s. And she joined a basketball team. It's a basketball team for grown women, okay, grandmas and everything, and they play ball. And I was like, yo, I just love that audacity. So shout out to those ladies who got out there and danced. We love that. What did you say, Tiffany? The 80.
It was a movie. It had like Jane Fonda and some others. It was called 80 for Brady. And it was about these older women who went like driving cross country to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl or something like that. But that's what it reminded me of, 80 for Brady. And then I'm going to share y'all the video I sent to my daughters because they sometimes joke about putting me in the nursing home. And it was these two very seasoned women having the time of their life dancing. And I said, y'all put me in the nursing home and y'all gonna be getting calls every week because this is how I'm gonna be when it's social hour.
I know that's right. We gotta have us a little dance situation. We gotta do something like that. I gotta learn this. Y'all know I don't like trends, but I'm invited to 2 weddings this summer, and I know that damn fan dance gonna come up. So I was like, let me just go ahead and learn it. Yeah, I said I already know that dance gonna come up at one of these wedding receptions I'm up here. So I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and learn it. I'm gonna just go ahead and YouTube and learn it, and get me a cute little fan to match both my dresses for these weddings, so that I can be. Yeah, I'm gonna get that done. All right, Mel, what's your audacious enough to story tonight?
So I was really mulling this over because I was like, what do I want to talk about? And so I saw two stories about a particular institution that I felt like I was like, this was not who or what I would expect it to have taken this stance. So I feel like they deserve a nod for being audacious enough to. So my audacious enough to right now goes to Harvard University.
Yes, I saw that.
Harvard University was like, F you, Thanos, and all the Thanos gang. Okay? We are not abiding by none. Not we're not doing some. They said we're not doing none. Not near, none.
Nope.
Of
None.
all these rules and regulations that you were trying. They was like, we're not getting rid of our DE programs. We are not getting rid of any of our Jewish. We're not getting rid of none of that. We're keeping it all. And then to like double spit in their face, they was like, not only are we keeping all of these, we're not going to make tuition free for any student whose family makes under $200,000 a year.
Wow.
And then, and then, if you make under $100,000, not only is your tuition going to be free, but your full experience. So your books, your housing, your meal, whatever you need to complete your college matriculation is going to be free. And I was like, I did not expect this from Harvard. Like Harvard was not on my list of people that I was going to expect. Yeah. There are some people that you like, even if they don't in your mind, you like, you know what, y'all need to. I was not thinking Harvard.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, because I'm sorry, I just feel like a bunch of mini Thanoses go to Harvard, but that's just me. That's just me, right? But I was so shocked. I was like, look at y'all. Harvard was like, it was more of the fact that Harvard was like, oh, you thought we needed your funding?
Right.
Right. A tee. Like Harvard really was like, a tee. We don't need your money. We don't need your funds. We have more than enough support. We have more than enough alumni support. We have more than enough founders. We have more than enough, booster, whatever you want to call them. We have more than enough people writing us a check that not only do we not need your funding, we're about to give away some tuition.
That part.
If they didn't like kiss it real fast, like we don't need your money and we're about to give money away. That's how much we have. So, it just made me. I was like, yes, Harvard, like come through, because I definitely thought that y'all was a little funny over there, but I appreciate it. I don't know the motive behind it. I don't know if there's an ulterior behind it, but in the moment, I'm gonna just say kudos to Harvard for being audacious enough to tell the whole presidential administrations where they can shove it.
Pretty much.
Very good.
Go ahead, Phoenix. We saw your hand.
Y'all know I'm about to play devil's advocate, right?
Of course.
Go for it.
I just want to make sure that now that this is implemented, that those ratios don't change, because when they had eliminated, certain statutes and things that was in place, for equal rights, it was, because a certain demographic of people were saying that they weren't getting they were getting passed over in admissions, because there were brown people who were getting it. But according to the statistics specifically for Harvard, I believe it was, please, I'll double check on this, but I believe that the admissions rates didn't change for brown skinned people. They stayed the same, and that they actually decreased for the population of students who filed the lawsuit in the first place to have that eliminated. So with that all being said, now that tuition is free, I hope them numbers stay like how they were or improve, but don't start taking away admissions from.
Absolutely. No, I agree. That's why I said I don't really know,
if there's any hidden agendas or like back behind the door things that's gonna happen behind it. But in the moment, it's just good to see an institution that has such a magnitude and recognition, not just here but across the world. Be like, F y'all.
Exactly.
Like, no, we not. You don't run this.
Right.
Like, we don't answer to you.
Right.
It's glad that you thought it was cute that we were going to. So if for nothing else, just the fact to see, you know, some mud on his face for a little bit made me happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, even if we're unaware of their agenda and what the true purpose in their stance, and I don't know. Like I said, I read the article and I was like, okay, I'm here for this. Like, I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know if it's disingenuous or not, but I'm here for it. Like, I'm appreciative that you've decided to say, no, we're going to do what we want to do over here. So I like that. I like that part. Mel, did you have another one?
My other one is kind of like, not really weird, but I just, like, we were talking about the older women and the women just out here doing their thing. And I saw what was that? Was that Coachella? Whatever the heck this thing was. And Meg Thee Stallion brought out Sierra.
Yes.
And Queen Latifah. And I just want to shout out, like you said, these older women, like, Audacious. Like, Sierra was like, yeah, I got 3 kids and I might have 4 more. But I'm about to get out here and bust it like it was back in 19 whatever when this album first dropped. And she was like, and I'm going to put this new song out and let y'all know why Russell ain't going nowhere. Okay.
I got another question.
Understand. Okay. Queen Latifah, like, she a legend and she's still like the respect. So like, just audacious enough to be like, listen, yeah, I'm older and guess what? And I still got it and I'm still gonna do it. And you know, kudos to Meg Thee Stallion for being audacious enough to be like, nah, I'm gonna pay homage to those who came before me, even those that are not. The light is not always shining. Because I don't think Ciara's the greatest singer in the world. I think she's an amazing entertainer, an amazing dancer. And I don't think that she gets enough credit because she had some bangers back in the day when we was in college. We was in there. We was how you like it. We was doing it. So, you know, kudos for, like, you know, bringing her out and doing her song. Not only doing her song, but bringing her out and giving her a moment to be like, hey, this you. Come live your best life and show these people why Russell's still really not going nowhere.
I love it.
Did y'all see? Okay, so there's a new challenge based off of this new song. It's called the Sierra Chair Challenge. Where she does this thing where she
literally planks on
tabletop. She planks across the top of a folding chair, and then she slides down the chair, right?
Yeah.
And she was doing some other thing, and Russell was like, she asking for baby number 4.
Listen, don't y'all get out here trying that challenge. Y'all don't have her trainer. Y'all don't have her nutritionist. Y'all better not even play with your body like that.
But the crazy part was the people started doing it, and Ciara was, and what made it worse was people out here doing it. And so Ciara was like, I know y'all saw this in the video, but she was like, since y'all trying so bad, let me show y'all how to do this in real life. And then got in on her own challenge and showed them how to really do it. I was like, listen, come on, Ciara.
Yeah,
people know, like, yes, I'm in my 40s and I'm still giving it. And I'm going to go home to my husband and all my children and probably get another one.
Listen, give Ciara a chair. She gonna make magic happen. Remember when she did that snake through Justin Timberlake's legs?
Listen,
the only sliding out of a chair y'all gonna get from me is when I am tired and I do the straight slide to the floor. That's that's about.
Well, if you do it on your chest, then you'll do the
Girl, I don't want none of that. Listen, I ain't see it, and I'm glad I didn't see it because I wouldn't have been able to unsee it. I don't even want to try. I'm just talking to the women over 40. Okay, our platform serves the demographic, I would say 35 and older. If you know your knees are 43, if you know your spine done had 2 babies, please don't get out there trying to do that. I know she can do it. You can't do it. Don't hurt yourself.
Unless you wish you can, then more power to you.
Right, unless you can, for real. Then listen, we are happy for you. We are happy for you.
If you
cannot, we're not doing no ER run with you. I'm not meeting you in the ER or at the urgent care. I'm just not going to do it. So please.
I'm in the dance studio tomorrow. Be prepared for the video to load in the chat.
Okay. Listen, please
Please be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. Go with
Tiffany,
God.
don't
Okay.
get folded up in no chair.
And so I have two, but I don't know how much time we're gonna have, if we'll have enough time for both. But I'm gonna do this one, and if we have enough time, I'll do my second one. But this one, y'all know I'm back on the socials. Yay, welcome back. Okay. And somebody tagged me in this one. And so I want to read as much as I possibly can without taking up too much of the time, because I want to hear your reactions. And ladies, I want you to comment. So I want to shout out her name on the Book of Face. Her name is Sadie Bell, Sady Bell. And her page is called Tell It Sadie Bell. And she posted a thread between her and the guy she's dating. His name is Brandon, and that's right. I'm saying his name because you know what, Brandon. Okay. She put in the caption, "To be with a man who's ashamed of me is a different type of hurt. I've been telling myself maybe I should just hear him out and not be offended." But she goes on to say, but my feelings are hurt and I'm not sure. So this is the thread. I'm gonna read it to y'all quickly. He says, "When are you going to be ready?" She says, "I'm already en route to you, babe." He says, "Okay, what are you looking like? Question mark. Send me a pic." She says, "You're about to see me in a minute though." He says, "Send me a pic or FaceTime me." So she sends him a pic. It's a picture of her in the thread. He then says, "Why didn't you put any makeup on?" She says, "I wanted to be natural today." This man says, "Don't take this wrong, but can you put some makeup on? You're going to be around my family, and I know how they are. I don't want them thinking I downgraded from my ex, being that you have freckles. You know how people are, babe." She responds, "Excuse me, question mark. I just won't come. Actually, don't contact me anymore." So, first of all, I want to shout her out for being audacious enough to love herself and recognize that big red cape of a flag that he was waving. The other thing I wanted to say to her is, I'm glad you loved yourself. Do not backpedal. Do not let him make you feel like you overreacted. Do not allow him to make you second guess. Your first instinct, your first response was the correct response. Do not let that man reach out. Don't let him DM you. Don't let him pull up on you and then have you thinking maybe you overreacted. Ooh, no, you did the right thing, sis. And we are proud of your audacity to love yourself. I read this and I took to them comments so fast, I almost broke a nail. I was typing so daggone fast on my phone. Um, to him, to the dude, and to men who think like that, shame on you for not defending the woman you are dating to your family. If you feel like she's ready to meet your family, clearly there's something there. There's something that's growing. There's something that's evolving between the two of you that you're bringing her around family. If they think that she's a downgrade because she chooses to show up freckle faced and fancy and herself and free, they are the problem. Their lens and their view and their perspective is the problem, not the young lady you're dating. I got freckles. I wish you would tell me to put some makeup over these jokers. I keep my makeup light just so you can see my Cabbage Patch freckles. Are you kidding me? And I just feel like if more women took this kind of stance for themselves, these men would know you can't play in her face like that. Don't even come at me that way. And so good for her. She literally told him, like, nah, don't even hit me up. She said, don't contact me no more. And I really hope she stands on that. Are we still saying stand on business? Or am I? Because remember, I was off social media. So I don't know. Are we still no, we done with that?
You
Okay, never
stand
mind.
on over beside
Yeah.
whatever the business.
Girl. And so anyway, if I'm going to reach out to her because I would love to send her a copy of our book Audacity. I sent her like a DM today just thanking her for posting her story and being brave enough to stand up for herself and her natural beauty to this man who's clearly an idiot. So yeah, I had to give her so much love for being audacious enough to say, you know what, buddy, leave me alone. Okay, leave me and my freckles alone. So, ladies, I know y'all want to weigh in on that. I'm a pause.
Freckle Juice reporting live from the kitchen right now. When I tell you that whole thing about and cover up your freckles. Cover them up. Do you know that these freckles are like snowflakes that no two are the same?
Come on.
Which makes every ounce of my body special and unique. How dare you talk about covering up? What I get appalled the most about when it comes down to someone treating another person like this, there are so many other people out there in the world who would be, you wouldn't even have to tell her to be her face. She would have beat her face and melted the lace and all that stuff. Find them. Stop trying to make someone into something that they are not to fit your distorted version of beauty.
Yep.
Because there is somebody already out there doing that.
Yep.
You and I were commenting on something regarding body dysmorphia earlier this week, and we'll talk about that in a later episode. But stop, like, cover. I will not cover up a single one of these freckles. Nope. As a matter of fact, they all got names and personalities. You must want to get jumped by them.
But can we talk about the fact that there are makeup artists who put on, like, they create freckles with their makeup? They manipulate freckles on their face with makeup. So what is your be? And again, I don't even think it's just the freckles. I think he wanted her to show up dolled up, super extra, because he wanted someone to run back and tell his ex, oh, my brother or my cousin or my homeboy is dating this new girl. She looked better than you. Here's my issue with him. Why are you in your new relationship worried about what your old relationship thinks or what the people think about your old relationship and your new relationship? You got some deep, deep insecurity, homeboy, that you are not dating to get to know this woman. You are not glad that she's a woman of substance, because clearly just by her actions lets me know the caliber of woman she is. That's not what you're excited about. That's not what you're attracted to. You want her to look a certain way. Do you know how many look a certain way women is out here that you can go get? And leave the women who have done the healing work and who are whole and ready to date for real. Leave them alone. There are so many of these chicks out here that just are a beat face and a body. You have plenty to choose from. Leave the women like this. This is a grown woman right here. You weren't ready to date her, Brandon. Go ahead, Mel.
Ooh, tomato.
So, listen, y'all know. Y'all know me. Normally, I could be chill, but sometimes I whip out my presidential VIP chairman of the board committee for the petty committee. Because let me tell y'all, he'd have sent me that text. I'd have been like, okay. I'd have sat in my car and added a whole lot more freckles, and then showed up to his family house. I'd have got up in there. I was like, I'd have charmed the heck out of them. They'd have been oh so wooed and wild and loved, and then I'd have been like, deuce. And then the next time you show up to your family house, you was gonna hear what happened to, where's she at? What's her Sadie? They'd have been like, where's Sadie at? Oh my God, we miss. And you would have been feeling like mud. But I'd have added 62 more freckles. Okay, and showed up and killed, and then left him in the middle of the dinner. So you'd have to explain to your family why I walked out on you after they done fell in love with me. Because listen, I'll be trying to keep that card in the back of my wallet, but sometimes the petty could, because I'd have been in there. Oh, don't cover my freckles. I'd have been like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'd have put a filter on my face and sent him a photo and let him think them freckles was gone. I'd have showed up looking like Raggedy Ann with all the freckles. They'd have just been, what was her name? Punky Brewster. They'd have just been freckles. I'd have looked like I had chicken pox and made freckles on my face.
Get out. I'm done. Log it off. I'm getting off the show.
I'm just saying. Cover my
freckles. But it's true. It's true. So shame on him. Shame on men who think like that. Like I said, I cannot applaud her enough for standing up for herself, because I believe that fractured women and women with broken hearts that have fermented and become insecurity and low self-esteem, and as Tip was mentioning earlier about women and their body augmentation, I'm not going to touch that tonight, but I believe there are so many women like that that when you see a whole woman like this, most people don't even know how to side with her. Like I was reading the comments and they were like, well, what's so wrong with, putting on more makeup? There's nothing wrong with wearing makeup. And I can tell that her decision to not appease him triggered their desire to appease men. Because it's like, why do you feel offended that she chose not to go and put on more makeup? Why do you believe that translated to she thinks there's something wrong with wearing makeup? Clearly, she wears makeup. That's why he asked her to put some on. So how did you get that from her post? And so it's so revealing of all the hurting women who believe they have to constantly modify themselves for the acceptance of a man or to say that they're not alone. She understood, I have the audacity to be single if it means I have to modify who I am for you. So I love you, Sadie girl. Go ahead, Mel.
All right. Y'all know me. It don't be me. It be the little devil on my shoulder that be
not the little devil. Right,
it's the little purple. It's the little purple. He be right here. He just be like, say, like the purple emoji, the devil emoji on the thing. He say it. Okay, so I be trying. But so my analysis of these women in these comments who are like coming for her for not wanting to put on makeup.
Yeah.
Are you in your feelings because you can't come outside without makeup?
I mean,
are you mad because she's still cute?
I mean,
without makeup. Like some of y'all be like real live before and after pictures. Like, but I know, like, and I always never like women that do that. It's like, why you, like you said, why you coming for her because she's comfortable enough to sit in her natural beauty.
Right.
Like maybe because you scared of yourself when you take makeup off. I'm just saying
that part. Mel, what's in your cup tonight? Because you coming outside. What's in your cup? What you sipping on? Is it Flint water? Like what kind of water is it?
She's got 2 weeks worth of not giving up to dish out tonight.
True. That is true. That's true.
She unplugged last week and she on full battery now.
I think my last week, I've really been in this thing where people have just been like trying me for certain things, and I'm like, try Jesus, not me. Like I'm holy and hood. Like it's still, I'm still working on it. But I think in this, I'm just in that phase of my life where I get, as you see someone like, even you were talking about with that young lady, y'all know my story. Like I used to be big and I had somebody do that to me. Like not to that extent, but I literally was out on a date and like a chick walked by and he was like, why you don't look like that? Straight to my face. Like straight to my face was like, why you don't look like that? And jokes on him now. But but I literally, I was like, well, if you like her so much, go be with her. And I walked off. Like I was like, F you. But it's like people that you say like that, and then that women that like feel like you have to drag another woman down to make yourself beautiful or level yourself up. And I'm starting to find like I see men some, but I'm starting to see the break in that trend where some men are really like, you take all that off.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a real life catfish. Like who you like in the morning you look one way and now you look a whole different person. I don't know who I'm dating. Like, do they have different names? I don't really know. Yeah. But it's very triggering for I think, especially for women of color, because not to say that other ethnicities don't go through that, but I feel like we go through that more. Mm-hmm. Where we are like, oh, we got to put on more makeup. You got to get a longer weave. Mm-hmm. Your eyelashes got to touch your forehead. Like, it's like, why do we feel like we have to do so much?
Right.
To be beautiful, to be pretty. And why do we as women not allow it to be okay for another woman to be like, it's cool if you want to, but I don't want to.
Exactly.
And it's okay. Right. Like, I don't knock you because you got on Snuffleupagus eyelashes. Like, if you want to lift weights with your eyelids every day, that's on you. Like, I don't like it, but I don't have to do that. My eyelids are not that strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, but why is it a thing? Like, even with me, like, I've gotten women that be like, oh, like your makeup is cute, but like you don't want longer eyelashes. no, my eyelids hurt. Like I want to take
Right.
these. Like I don't want to.
These are enough. These are plenty. And you know what, too? I think because we were from the 90s. We were raised in the 90s, right? We were born in the 80s, but raised in the 90s. And that's back when natural beauty won. You know what I mean? Like natural beauty won. When you look at any of our icons from back then, who was trending, who was popular, if they had on makeup, it was the softest beat possible where it looked, you know what I mean? It didn't even look like they had on makeup. It looked like they had on enhancements. And so when you grow up with that as the women you idolize, and it's not that we should have idols, but you get what I'm saying, just for the terms, superficial terms of our culture. Um, when you think about what we saw and the level and the standards of beauty we got to see before the shift, that's why many of us are comfortable in our own skin. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't need them long lashes. My baby hair don't got to come down to here. You know, I mean, other than Chili, because Chili was the only one.
But those were hers.
But you get what I'm saying? Right.
Like,
Those were,
hers.
those weren't bundles and bust
off.
downs. Exactly. So, yeah. Go ahead, Tiff. You want to say something?
Was it brown? Our definition of makeup was brown lip liner and lip gloss.
That's it.
Like, that was it. If you had a good lip liner and some lip gloss, your face was beat.
You was outside. Like what?
Outside.
Go ahead, Tiff.
Listen, I've been in the comments with everything that I had to say. The first thing was I had appreciated when Alicia Keys went through her naked face phase. She was showing up on these red carpets at these award galas, all these things, like killing it. Yep. I don't think I've seen Alicia Keys in a bad red carpet look, right? But her face was just like, and I woke up like this. Like literally, like this is what I woke up looking like. I washed my face with some Dove and I put on some Camay because
okay, y'all got some Jergens. That's what y'all got. Y'all got some Jergens moisturizer. That's it.
Like someone asked me, it might have been my sister Melissa. And she was like, Tip, what does your skin routine include? I wash my face with Dove soap in the morning.
And that's it.
It just I kept my cheeks to make them rosy again. Like, so listen, at the end of the day, the point of the matter is DNA gave you what DNA gave you. And some of us are natural vampires, and some of us we can't walk past the mirror. But yeah,
I'm giving you one eye, just one.
Seriously, I ain't got enough for tonight. Y'all both in rare form. I don't have enough.
The other thing is my daughter be trying to put the lashes on me, and I told her like sometimes they feel heavy, like give me the barest minimum, but then it needs to be a contact day because I can't do the lashes and wear my glasses because when I blink I feel like the lashes rub up against the glass.
They like internal windshield wipers. They like
right. They really do. Yeah, absolutely. I have that problem all the time where I'm like, you know what? No glasses because I'm literally scratching the lens. It's too much. But the other one we are not going to have enough time to cover it in totality. But I do want to mention, especially because it is Holy Week, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm so excited about 7 Last Word service on Friday, honey. Come on, listen. This is my time of year. This is when I get excited. I love Good Friday. I love 7 Last Word service, and I love Holy Week. So I'm super excited about this. And the next person I wanted to shout out for being audacious enough to is preach the gospel truth, like true biblical principles, true biblical doctrine, true disciple of Christ language. And that is none other than Pastor Philip Mitchell of 2819 Church. This man has more enemies on the internet and in this world than anyone I've seen. And I love that he is not shaken. I love that he is not conforming. And his church went from like 180 members to over 8,000 members in 2 years. And it goes to show you that people still desire the truth. People still want the unadulterated, unfiltered, unwatered down, we don't need no contemporary support gospel. People are still getting saved from the word of God. And I absolutely love to see the work that he is doing. And I am often in the comments defending him as if I am a member there. Now, listen, I don't go there, but as a digital disciple, you can't say nothing about my digital pastor. I ain't gonna go for it because I so respect the work that he is doing. I love that he does not have gimmick. I love that he does not preach Bible to make you feel good about your sin and your decisions and the lifestyle that you're choosing to live, but telling you what thus saith the Lord. And we need more of that. And he comes after these trendy preachers, and he doesn't target anyone by name, but if you know, then you know who he's talking about when he's talking about these phony preachers and they watered down conferences and people walk in and walk out the exact same way. Ain't no transformation, ain't no sanctification, ain't no discipleship. This man is out here making disciples of Christ and not just church members. And I freaking love it for him. And I love it for the kingdom. And I love it for God. So I just wanted to say thank you to Pastor Mitchell. And I pray that he continues to shake off those haters. He continues to preach the good news, that he continues to do the work of the Lord, because it's amazing to witness. And it's something that those of us who really walk with God, we've been praying for that. We've been waiting for that kind of leader to emerge. And so I'm just so glad to be in the city where he is and watching the lives that he's changing. So yeah, that's the second one that I wanted to shout out for being audacious enough to preach the gospel truth truly. So yeah, that I had to show him a lot of love.
Lakeisha asked a question. The name of the church is 2819. If you go on Instagram, 2819 Church, you can see some of his sermons. His name is
Philip Mitchell.
Philip Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Philip Anthony Mitchell. Yeah,
but yeah, no,
and I know of him from Queens. Like, we grew up in the same vicinity in Queens, and so I know some of the people he know, and he's definitely one of those people that God got a hold of him and completely transformed him. And it's just amazing to witness, and I respect him greatly. Like, listening to his sermons, he's very New York, and so a lot of people mistake that for aggression and anger and a hood dude, but he's passionate. It's passion, and he preaches with a lot of passion. And he's also from New York. I'm sorry, we're naturally loud. You're going to naturally get hands in the sermon. It's just how it is. And so a lot of people misread and misinterpret his intentions because of his delivery, and the message completely goes over their head because they get caught up in his disposition and they get caught up in his energy. Listen to what he's saying. That's what's going to change your life. So yeah, much love to him and all the work that they're doing there. They just moved into their new building on the 13th, or 14th, one of them days last week. Very, very happy for them. So yeah,
I was gonna say, Tima, that's because we got too many pacified Christians out here.
Come on.
That's why they offended, because y'all so busy people putting sugar on the scripture to make it go down easy for you.
I mean, she said it, not me. I was trying not to go there.
I said it, and I'm standing on it. So if you offended, then that means you need to take some sugar off your scripture and swallow it raw, so maybe it'll help you.
Come on.
Just saying. I said
y'all better take this Buckley shot and get well.
Okay.
I tell people,
and y'all can't
like Buckley's, honey.
But like Tiffany said, and you can't whoop me because I'm from New York too. So what?
and is all right, ladies. So let's go ahead and drop a gem and give the people back the rest of their night. Y'all got y'all gems ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, no, I don't.
Go ahead, Tim. What? Nerd always showing up prepared for everything.
No, I used to. I just ain't been doing it lately. I gotta get it together.
So I'm starting us off.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm keeping it short and sweet, just like me. In a world where you could be anything, just be positively audacious.
Mm-hmm. We love that.
I hate you because you kind of got my head. But since we don't
positively,
I think all our gems should be about something audacious. But my gem is be audacious enough not to care what anybody else thinks. As long as you like you. And the sad part is this goes for everyone. Even if the version of you may not think of the great, if you are content with you, be audacious enough to be you.
Yeah.
Period. And if you're not, be audacious enough to change.
Yeah. I love that. Love those. Um, Again, another episode. I'm not prepared, and so I'm completely leaning on the season of life that I am in. And I just want to encourage you to, watch how you speak to yourself. And when I say watch how you speak to yourself, it's not just that inner self talk, but watch how you describe yourself in conversation. I had to correct my daughter the other day. She wanted more bread after I cooked the meal. She had, gotten bread as a side with her meal, and then she wanted more bread. Look, don't judge me, okay? I'm Afro Latina. We eat bread with everything, bread and rice. But anyway, she wanted another piece of bread, and I looked at her because I was thinking about my choice. Should I allow her to have bread this late? Would it be too heavy on her stomach? She goes, I know, never mind, because I'm such a big bag. And I had to correct her. And I said, no, that's not why I hesitated. I just wanted to make sure you didn't have nightmares because it's getting a little late and having that much food on your stomach would prompt nightmares. I said, but I don't want you talking to yourself that way. And she said to me, but you talk to yourself that way. And I was like, and I'm going to do better. I said, we will do better together. And so I want to encourage you, gems and gents, watch how you speak about yourself. Don't label yourself. Don't follow trends and call yourself something that you're not just because you've heard other people say it or because you think it's funny or because your insecurity is telling you that you are those things. If you need to describe yourself, go to the word. There is so much description there about who you are, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that God loved you so much he sent his son. There is so much you can say about yourself that is positive and edifying and encouraging. Do not speak ill of yourself, even if you're joking. So that is my gem for you tonight. I hope it helps you because it dang sure helped me to watch how I speak about myself. So that's all I have. Any other updates before we let the people go?
Well, we're going to run it back for those of you that weren't here earlier. We are running a campaign because we want to know how you are living audacious.
Hey, Gems. Audacity is on its way, and we want to know how you've been audacious. Strong, powerful, overcoming, and enduring all challenges. We know that you have a story, and we want to hear it, and we want to shine some light on you. So send us a message and let us know how you've been audacious. What have you done that steps outside the box? So tell us your story. Send us a DM at Diamond Riders on Instagram or send us an email at admin@diamondriders.com. Let us shine on you.
Love that.
So DM us, email us. Or even if it's not you, if you know somebody that's living audaciously and you feel like they need some shine, they need some love, they need some flowers while they can still smell them, DM us, email us. Let us hype them up about their audacity to live audaciously. Boom.
Come on now.
Take it.
With the shoulder, okay? Absolutely. We love it. And we want to shout you out right here on this platform, on this show. We'll be doing that live next week. So make sure you get those emails out, send us those DMs, connect with us. If you know a gem, if you know a diamond and you're a gem, reach out to that diamond. They'll get it to us. Of course, we are still accepting nominations for our Diamonds in Blanc. We would love to celebrate the people you feel are making an impact. And so get those names in. It's not too late to submit them on our website. And of course, many of our diamonds are taking pre-orders. We are not, we as in TGI, we ain't doing it this year. But if you would like a pre-order copy of Audacity, go ahead and reach out to a diamond that you know. Many of them are accepting pre-orders. If not, just meet us on Amazon, diamondwriters.com, and transparentgeminc.com on April 29th and order your copy of Audacity. And that is all we have for y'all tonight. We always appreciate you being here with us, shining with us. And until next time, y'all know what to do. Continue to hustle and shine. Good night, y'all.
Who gonna say it?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.